Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and today I'll be going over the 2020 Golden Globe Awards and giving my pick on who should win, according to me, and who I ultimately think will take home each and every film award of the evening. So I don't watch very much TV, thus we won't be discussing the television side of things, but we are going to go over each and every film award with the predictions here. So let's just go ahead and jump right in with Best Original Song. So I do think this is a solid list, although I didn't like Cats as a film. I do think Beautiful Ghosts is a very beautiful song that fits right into the musical, honestly. However, that one gets knocked out, as does I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocketman and Spirit from The Lion King. That leaves me with my final two picks being Into the Unknown from Frozen 2 and Stand Up from Harriet. Now, I think these are actually the two best songs, and I think they're the top two in contention for the victory as well. For my personal pick, just by a hair, it's pretty much back and forth. I'm going to say Stand Up from Harriet should win. I think the lyrics are really strong. The vocal performance is obviously wonderful from Cynthia Erivo, and it has a really catchy, uplifting type of melody that fits well with a Harriet Tubman story. As for who I think will win, I'm not going to vote against Disney. So I say Into the Unknown will take home the award Sunday. Then we get into Best Original Score. I have no idea why Motherless Brooklyn is here, especially over some other amazing original scores from the year, but okay. I'm glad to see a female composer get nominated from Joker, which is a great turn. And then we have Marriage Story, Little Women, and 1917. So other than Motherless Brooklyn, I can certainly see why all of these other nominees are here. Joker would be my runner-up, but for me, clear cut, no questions asked. Who should win this award? 1917. Far and away my favorite musical score of the year. As for who will win, I'm going to go 1917. I don't know how they can deny this masterful work of music. Moving along, we have Best Foreign Language Film. Now, I have not seen Les Miserables from France, so there's that. However, this is an extremely strong year for foreign film. It's a little bit shocking to see The Farewell get into this category, only to a certain degree, and I love The Farewell. I love Parasite. Pain and Glory was very strong as well, but for me, who should win is Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It's just my favorite of these films. It's a super strong category, but if I awarded the winner, this is ultimately my favorite. As for who I think will win, it's pretty clear. Parasite is nominated for director and screenplay later on. I don't see how it loses. Then we move on to Best Animated Feature Film, and we really nominated The Lion King. Even if this is a troll move, which I respect a little bit more than an authentic nomination of this film for animated feature, there were so many good animated movies that should have had that fifth slot. Why is The Lion King here? Go home, Hollywood Foreign Press. You're drunk. The other four films are part of my top 6 animated movies of the year. I really enjoyed all of them. But the clear-cut winner for me personally is How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. That's the film that should win. It blended emotion, beautiful storytelling, and jaw-dropping animation, bringing this trilogy to a beautiful, moving conclusion. As for who I think will win, I think it comes down to Frozen 2 and Toy Story 4. The Disney properties obviously own animation just in general, but I'm going to say Toy Story 4 will win. It just seems like a more sophisticated story overall that would appeal to voters. Moving right along to Best Screenplay. I'm searching. No Knives Out. Okay, what's going on? Now, I do think these screenplays are all fairly solid to great, but the clear-cut choice to me is Parasite. This screenplay was just a level above. It had more to say. It effectively got its messages across in an entertaining, innovative way. As for who I think will win, I do think it comes down to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman, and Parasite here. They seem to be kind of the big contenders to me. But since it doesn't have a shot at Best Picture, and I don't know that it'll win Best Director, I'm going to say Parasite will win for Best Screenplay. Next up, we have a Best Director. All male nominees. Hotly debated But y'all, there are plenty of amazing female-led films that have gotten recognition across the board that I think should have been in this nominations list. As for who I think should win, it's pretty clear. I think 1917, Sam Mendes, is the winner here. For me personally, it is just flawlessly directed from top to bottom. I don't know that any other director had as much of an influence on their film in making it great as Mendes did for 1917. As for who I think will win, I think it's between Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino. I'm going to say Scorsese for The Irishman will win. Though, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Todd Phillips for Joker snuck up and won this at the Globes. But it's Scorsese. The Irishman got a ton of love here. And I don't know, this is one of Tarantino's weaker works, I think. So I just struggled to see how it would be the one rewarded. But who knows? It's the Golden Globes. Moving right along to Best Supporting Actor, I do think we have a solid list here, up and down. For me, who should win is Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It was a really stunning performance, and I think out of this supporting cast, his performance was the one that elevated the overall product more than any of the rest. For who will win, I do think it's between both The Irishman in Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, as well as Brad Pitt. Those are definitely the top three here. I'm going to say Joe Pesci will win because I've seen him winning a lot more in any sort of precursors. So Pacino and he could split the vote for Brad to come and snatch it, but I think Pesci's got it. Moving right along to Best Supporting Actress. I'm actually pleasantly surprised to see Annette Bening get the recognition here because she was wonderful in The Report, as was Margot Robbie, as was Kathy Bates. But I'm going to throw a hot take out there. I don't think Laura Dern in Marriage Story should be nominated. I honestly think she was better in Little Women, and this was kind of that was fun performance, but nothing else. So for me personally, this is an easy should win. Jennifer Lopez in Hustler. She just elevated the entire film to me. Watching it again, she felt so natural and such a wonderful, beautiful presence on that screen. And even as she did some despicable stuff, you still look up to her and empathize with her and just kind of want to be her friend. So it was a great job from Lopez, and I think she should win. When it comes down to who will win, this is clearly a two-horse race right now between Laura Dern and Jennifer Lopez. I have a sneaky suspicion it will be Dern come awards night, but I'm going to say Jennifer Lopez steals the award, runs up, grabs it. She's the big star. The Globes love to give us that big celebrity moment, so I think Lopez is going to win. For Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, we have some surprise nominees here. Particularly Daniel Craig and the Knives Out love was a little shocking to me, but I'm not mad at it. Roman Griffin Davis, that youngster, is also a huge shock. And Eddie Murphy, I'm so glad to see him back in the awards fight. But I do think the two strongest performances of the bunch are Leonardo DiCaprio from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Taron Egerton for Rocketman. So for my personal who should win, it's easily Taron Egerton. I think he gives far and away the best performance out of these nominees. A completely transformative, emotional, respectful, just stellar performance from Egerton. As for who I think will win, it is still between Egerton and DiCaprio. Those are the only two who seem to be getting the most type of Oscar push, but I do think Leonardo DiCaprio will win the award. Then we move on to Best Lead Actress in a Comedy or Musical, and wow, what a weird list of nominees this is. Now, I'm not saying any of these performances are bad. I was just shocked to see them get nominations. Cate Blanchett and Where'd You Go, Bernadette was actually fabulous. I thought she was great, but that film was so panned, I never thought I would see her get nominated. Emma Thompson in Late Night was also stellar, but it seemed to kind of just fly under the radar and nobody watched it, so Stern got nominated. Beanie Feldstein was also wonderful in Booksmart. And Anna de Armas was a huge shock with the Knives Out love. But amongst all these great performances, who should win to me is very clearly Awkwafina in The Farewell. It was a career-defining performance from her that just worked on every level. And when it comes to Oscar potential, she's really the only one of these women who has any sort of shot at getting a lead actress nomination. So if she doesn't win, that spells huge trouble. So I'm going to give it Awkwafina will win as well. Moving along to Best Lead Actor in a Drama. This is a strong category. I love Antonio Banderas, certainly on the weaker side, and I know he's the fave in so many circles, but Adam Driver is the next to go for me. Jonathan Pryce was so stellar in The Two Popes. Christian Bale in Ford v Ferrari was amazing, and Joaquin Phoenix was completely transformative as Joker. This may seem a shock to some folks, I don't know, but for me personally, Joaquin Phoenix should win this award. He really just delved into the material and made the film what it was. As for who will win, it's certainly between Adam Driver and Joaquin Phoenix. I think those are certainly the front runners out of this list here. And I do think Driver is the front runner, but I'm going to say Joaquin Phoenix will win. I don't know, it just feels like the Phoenix wave is about to emerge. So I'm going to say Joaquin will win. Then we have lead actress in a drama. I am a little bit shocked to see Cynthia Erivo get the nomination for Harriet. Again, the film was mildly positively received, but lots of controversy around the film, lots of question marks there. Erivo was very good as Harriet Tubman, but certainly the weakest of the bunch. Renee Zellweger as Judy Garland was an early favorite of mine. I thought she did wonderfully. Scarlett Johansson also was very good in Marriage Story, but for me, as a personal choice, it comes down to Charlize Theron and Saoirse Ronan for very different reasons, honestly. But my pick for who should win is Charlize Theron in Bombshell. And it wasn't just the makeup and hair, which was fabulous. Charlize not only mirrored Megyn Kelly, but she injected so many layers and so much humanity into this character in person. It was really a masterclass performance to me. As for who will win, I think this is clearly going to be Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story. Though I would not be shocked at all if Renee Zellweger from Judy took home this award. Moving along to Best Picture, Comedy or Musical. These all were at least solid films. Personally, Dolomite Is My Name and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would be the first two that I would excuse from the lineup, followed by Jojo Rabbit, leaving me personally with Knives Out vs. Rocketman for the win. And just on craftsmanship, I do think Knives Out was the superior film, so for my pick on who should win, it is the Rian Johnson whodunit, Knives Out. As for who I think will win, I mean, this is a pretty easy choice, I think. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to take home Best Picture, Comedy or Musical. And then finally, Best Picture Drama. Again, solid nominees across the board. While I'm happy to see films like The Two Popes get in, I'm shocked it got in over something like Ford v Ferrari, but that's just me. But this is a clear one in my books. Who should win? 1917. I just loved that film, and honestly, just think it's much better than the rest of the competition. As for who I think will win, it comes down to Irishman versus Joker in my book. Marriage Story and The Two Popes get knocked out without the direction nominee. 1917 doesn't have the screenplay nominee. So ultimately, I'm gonna go with The Irishman. Not all that confident on it, but it seems like the safe bet on who will win. So those are my predictions on who is going to take home the gold come Sunday's Golden Globe ceremony, as well as all of my personal preferences on who I want to take home the gold. What did you think of my predictions on my choices? Much more importantly, what does your prediction ballot look like? Let me know all of your picks for who is taking home the gold come award ceremony. Leave those either in the comment section down below, or of course, you can hit me up on Twitter. And if you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!